Hi, everyone. Awesome to be here. Do I wait for my slide to be there, or are they already ready? I guess it's coming. Maybe I can introduce. Today I want to talk, I think the title of the talk is Time to Build. I think I want to share why I believe we're at a tipping point or at a new chapter of Starknet journey. By maybe quickly taking you on our own journey at Argent, how we arrive where we are, but more important, focusing on what's next. What about the slides, guys? I don't know if it's coming. That's fine. Then I will start by maybe another point, but it's related to the new chapter. I was looking at my phone just now, and I see people were probably listening to Diego instead of looking at Twitter. And if you look at your feed, I just saw that an hour ago, Starkware just shared publicly a link to a GitHub repository, which is the open source stone prover. So I think that's So I can start by congratulating the Starkware team. I think all of us can say we were in the room when it happened, and really I think one day we'll look at that as a historical event on the future of the web. So that's fine, I can start without the slides. For those who don't know Argent, we started a long time ago. So 4 or 5 years ago, we had the idea that if we wanted a global open financial world, people couldn't keep a piece of paper with some words, and if they lose it, they would lose all their money. And Julien, who is there in the room, I would argue, kind of invented account abstraction at the time. I would say it was us, Nose is safe, and that was really the first time we put together what we call now account abstraction. And it was really awesome. We had a mobile product where everything felt instant. You wouldn't even pay for gas. We would pay for gas on L1, on Ethereum for every single user. You could invest in DeFi in one tap. Everything was really magical. But then DeFi summer happened. Till then, we were very happy. A lot of users. We reached, I think, $1 billion of value in the wallet. DeFi summer happened. Gas increased 1,000x from when we launched to a given day where we felt like the company would disappear because we were burning more money than I could imagine every second, every time a user would open the app. Things that had to change. And so we look at how we could, scaling was really the main story for us, the main challenge at that time. And we started our journey to scaling. It was about scaling the UX. So how do we create a user experience that 1 billion people could use? Because we faced a lot of issue on EVM around account abstraction. Account abstraction was not first-class citizen, EOAs, MetaMask was, and dApps would build for that first. So that was one thing we had to solve. Here we go. Thank you. And then the second thing we had to solve is just the scaling, the transaction fees, the throughput of Ethereum. Now I just need to figure out, here we go. So we can skip. So to scale, it took time, but then at some point we met the Starkware team, we heard their vision for Starknet, and that was clearly for us the solution. We had a clear vision for the UX. Starknet was the solution for throughput, for being able to have millions, then tens of millions, and at some point 1 billion users using Web3. And that's where, back in 2021, probably, we did the first line of Kero. And since then, hopefully a lot of you use ArgentX. It's been a great success story for us, more than 1 million downloads, more than 1 million funded accounts. And I will go very quickly through that. I don't want to re-explain Argent and everything. But we shipped a lot of stuff. And from this very early Chrome extension or browser extension, it became really a fully fledged wallet, even if you compare to the traditional MetaMask, etc. We started simulating transaction, adding risk scoring. We started then introducing account abstraction features like 2FA to really make it a safe place for users and app developers. Now it's a big phase for us, and I think that it's about Argent maturity, ArgentX maturity, but actually also a lot about Starknet maturity. We have a quantum leap, so we have a great user experience. For those who have used Starknet last year and then Starknet in the past few weeks, it's just amazing. Things are fast, things are responsive. We have our new Kero account live, so now we have open sourced, I believe this week, our Kero 1 v2 contracts. So from next week, every new user joining Argent from mid next week will be joining Argent on the Kero 1 contract, which means future-proof and really also shows the maturity of the language where we could finally make that transition. Those contracts have been audited by consensus diligence, and then the whole extension Argent X went through refactoring and was also audited. So that really means, for us, it means Starknet, Argent is ready for business. We are really going to that new phase. But then, some of you might know, we also announced a multi-sig because that was the natural next step. We talked to dApp developers, and they had issues in some verticals where they needed a multi-sig. We don't have the safe. Again, I'll skip everything just to say the multi-sig account is ready. Kero 1 v2 has been audited, and from next week, you will be able to access on mainnet a beta of the multi-sig. So you will need to activate it in the settings. And once we are very happy with all the flows, we can release it in the coming weeks to everyone. So another very important step, we have now all our smart contract stack on Kero 1 future-proof. I want to thank all our early adopters. So a lot of you have already started, even in the early days, on testnet of the multi-sig, giving us feedback, helping us improve it, and then starting using it on mainnet. And then the last missing point from a wallet perspective was really what we call the web wallet. So how do we bring Web2 users, Web2 experience to Web3? How can Web2 users onboard to Web3 without the complexity we know? And that's when we started our journey to web wallet that is now on mainnet. Again, I don't want to go through the full demo of web wallet, but basically it's slick, it's simple. You join with an email, every user, there's no more excuse. It's really simple. And that, again, has been now integrated on mainnet by many dApps, but between the time I did the slides and that, new came up. So I think zkland, Fibrous were added to the list, and many more. So thanks for, again, everyone, every developer worked with us on that for your patience, because there were a lot of work, lot of iteration. Thanks to Antoine here for working with all of you and bringing web wallet to more dApps every day. And then, of course, the missing bit, because our people have known Argent for the mobile experience, actually. We were not on browser. We didn't have an embedded wallet. Mobile is now live since yesterday, so anyone downloading the Argent mobile app will be on Starknet with a Kero 1 account, fully audited, will be able to get, send their tokens, send NFTs to on-ramp, to trade in app. They will be able to have 2FA by default. And finally, for those asking for years, we have an in-app browser, so any dApp on Starknet is there available directly on your mobile. So I invite everyone to download it, to go scan the QR codes there in the hallway to mint your SPOC, which is your Starknet proof of kudos for being here at the event. So a lot of work. A lot has been shipped. And the reason, and a lot of you might not know that, is that Argent is actually 100% focused on Starknet. So every single developer, every single product designer at Argent is working on the Starknet ecosystem. For the simple reason that this is where it's the only place we can really achieve the experience we have always dreamed of. We had a vision for account abstraction back 5 years ago. We knew exactly what we wanted to build. And Starknet with this, embraced account abstraction in a way that allowed us to build that in such a fast way without all the challenge we had faced in the past. So that's really where we are now. We have wallets, we have the infra. It's all smooth, it works well, it's future-proof. The language is really mature. But what we realized, obviously, that's not enough to bring 1 billion users. Julien presented that, I think, at HCC. I think that slide is incorrect. we needed a third piece. We need now the ecosystem, and that's why now it's time to build. We need use case, we need amazing dApps that will solve real problems for people. So first, I think, message for everyone in the room, if you are new to Starknet, you're really, really joining at the perfect time. You have a mature ecosystem, you have mature tooling, mature language, and you can start building. So a year ago, this was much, much harder. But then we talked to Diego. We discussed, okay, what can we do? Because we felt we had built a lot of the core in front, the wallet side. There are still things we are improving. We are working on a lot of exciting features, but we need to do more. The last important point on the wallet is us being at that level of maturity is really important, because that means we have the foundation and we can work on the exciting new feature a lot of you are asking us. So we're exploring things like passkeys, we are working on session keys, we are working on plugin systems. So now we can really focus on shipping much faster on top of this strong foundation. But then back to the ecosystem, we're like, okay, how can we help? How can we bring that expertise? And that's where today we're very excited to announce for the first time publicly Hito Studios, which is basically a new startup studio where we'll use the expertise that we have built over the years in partnership with the foundation. So again, Diego, thank you so much for your support. With a simple goal, to help empower the best entrepreneur, the best team on Starknet. What we want is Starknet to be the best Web3 ecosystem, a thriving ecosystem. There are three core components. So first, something that we had been doing, but a bit informally, is support existing teams. You might have your teams, your existing project. You have been in touch with Antoine, sometimes with our marketing team, and there are many ways we can help, whether it's the Explorer campaign that we did, pushing users to your dApps, just building the right product that you need. So we'll do more of that, supporting existing team. Then it's about acceleration. Some teams are still very small in a market that is difficult right now, and so accelerate this project to make sure we can help get you to market as fast as possible, visibility to users as fast as possible, and then incubation of new projects. So you could be a one-person team with an idea, or a one-person team with no idea, and working together to really help you get to the right idea, build it, go to market. The idea is really to work alongside you. It's your project, your company, and get you through what is a really hard journey with the simple objective that get you to a stage where you can be independent, whether it's because you have a thriving product or because you get your first round of funding. We'll be helping on basically all the areas where we have built expertise over the years. We have our own team. We're now 50 people at Argent, and we see a lot of areas that could help other entrepreneurs, whether it's, of course, the Cairo expertise, general development, infrastructure, but even things like legal. We have a general counsel that understands Web3. There are not many. It's a tremendous value for projects. Hiring, of course, community growth, distribution through the wallet, funding, help you literally get funding, get your first team in place, and then help you to that journey. The two areas I think we see right now, because of course we are very, I would say, open to any verticals. We want first to help, of course, fill the gaps in the ecosystem. So if we see clearly a core primitive that is needed on Starknet, but where we can also leverage a unique strength of Starknet to build something that is better, that you can only find on Starknet, but then really go much more ambitious to projects that can really bring new audience, so really solve real problems for real people and increase basically the appeal of Web3 to a more traditional audience. So there are already, we have started actually very quietly. We have launched an NFT marketplace, Unframed. I would say that was category 1, meaning there was clearly a gap. Game developers were, I would say, a bit worried of the lack of NFT marketplace because Mint Square had shut down. And so the team built from scratch a new NFT marketplace so that the ecosystem had a place to start from. And we are looking now for a founder, actually, to take that project to be fully independent of Argent and to go and grow this opportunity. We're also very excited to work with Moody from Ecubo, which is basically a new AMM with concentrated liquidity, with extension mechanisms. So basically, I would say Starknet today is the most sophisticated AMM than even any EVM chain out there. So very excited to help Moody really get to market and grow. And so there's few spots to put your dApp there and work with the entire Argent team and with the studio team to get there. It's really starting. So as I say, we are just announcing it now. It's really fresh. So we are building this infrastructure as we speak. We are starting already because, of course, we have the Argent team, but we are looking for a head of studio. So I'll be reaching out to some of you to get your suggestion. We are looking for founders in residence. So we love really that model where you can be passionate about the vertical. You are really an expert. You're probably a much better. There are people here that are probably much deeper into gaming or deeper into DeFi or in privacy than we are. And we want you to come and really we will help you get that idea out there. So Ito Studios is live and very excited to build and grow the Starknet ecosystem. Yeah.